neural network, you design some gates, logic gates implementation using neural network. Plus, I think for learning algorithm, I have given you some data items for class 0 to classify that under class 0 or class 1. Using that learning algorithm, you have done that using neural network. So today we'll be talking about how support vector machine helps us to classify. Concept is altogether different, but it is also used for classification like neural network, but then it is preferred in some cases, and it is I think it performs well in some cases compared to neural network. So let's see how it performs better and how it is different from neural networks. Okay, so SVM is used for classification specifically. Say for example, you want to say for example, in our university, say we are enrolling some student for the machine learning course, and we want to identify the prerequisite for ML course, and it has been observed that the students, those who are good in maths and stats, they perform good in ML course. So can we take maths and stat marks as an classification for ML course? The students, those who have performed good in maths and stats, they will perform good in ML course. Those who are not good in maths and stats, they are not good in ML course also. So can we say that maths and stats are the prerequisite for ML course? If we can do that using some classifier, we can say that prerequisite for ML course is stats and maths. Okay, so let's say we are taking two subjects, maths and stats, for the ML course prerequisite. So how we are representing the data? See, is the cursor? Yes. See, I have plotted this data item. Y-axis is on stat score, x-axis is math score. So we have plotted math score and stat score of these many students. So some of the students are here. You can see math score to lower side and stat score also to the lower side. There are group of students, and some students who are on higher score of maths and on the higher side of stats and math scores are here. Okay, so we can, what is our purpose? Basically, we need to identify we need a classifier, we need an algorithm which takes maths and stat score as input and can classify the data for ML course. Our purpose is that we want to classify the data for ML course. Okay, so you can see that this red code, this color code which we are using here is red, and green color, they are for ML course, and the scores, x1 axis is of math score, y axis is of stat score. So you can see clear classification. Those who are not good in maths and stat score, we are saying that they are not good in even ML. Those who are good in we are saying that red represents ML course performance. Red color is bad performance. ML course performance in green color is good performance. So we can see those who are not good in stats and maths, they are not good in ML also. Those who are good in maths and stats, they are good in ML course also. So we can see the clear differentiation between these two. So what is our purpose is, we have a classifier which takes input as maths and stat score and classify the data for ML course? Yes, you can do that. So what we want is, we want a clear separation of this data. We need a classification boundary. We need a line here, which, if you can draw a line in between these data items, you can say that if your performance, if your data lies below to this line, is bad performance in ML course. If your data lies to other side of the line, you can say that performance of ML course is good for those students. So we need a classification strategy for this. Okay, so we need a algorithm for this, which we using that algorithm. Can we classify this data? Yes, you can. So this is what we are talking about. We need a classifier or separating boundary. Okay, so you can have multiple boundaries. You can see, you can have a boundary line like this, you can have a boundary line like this, And you can have multiple lines. You can have line like this, you can have even tilted line, this side, that side. You can have multiple lines which are clearly separating your data. Okay, which line you would prefer to go? Now when you talk about neural network also classifies this kind of data. Neural network also does the classification, but then neural network concept is altogether different. If you okay, if I ask you to which kind of line you will prefer, will you prefer this kind of line? Will you prefer this kind of line, or you will prefer this kind of line? Obviously we are not going to prefer this kind of line. We'll prefer this line. Why? Because this line seems to be a bit skewed in the sense, this portion line is skewed towards green points. This portion of the line is skewed towards red points. Okay, so misclassification will be more in case of testing data. If you take this kind of separating boundary, if you consider this, if you see, if your data from this point, if some of the red point comes here, it will be misclassified. Or some of the green data, somehow if it comes near to this line, this side, it will misclassify your data, because this line is skewed. Upper part is skewed towards this data and lower part is skewed towards this data. What we want is, we want a line which has highest margin among your data points, highest margin among your data points. Specifically, what data points we are considering here is this data point, this data point, this data point, the points which are near to the line. We are taking those points which are near to the line. We want that margin should be maximized. Okay, so that's what SVM does. Neural network doesn't classify data taking the margin, best margin or highest margin. It doesn't consider margin. What margin we are talking about? We are talking about the points which are near to this line. We want that line should be at maximum margin to these points. If you look carefully on this line, you will see that margin is very less. This is what the margin here, this is what the margin here. So you can see there is a margin wise, this is not a good line. This is a good line to classify your data, so that it will give you good performance even for the test data. Why for the test data? Because you can see, if your data point is here or somewhat here also, if even if it is here, it will classify your data properly. But if your data red point, if it is here, red point, I'm talking about at 6, just look carefully on this 6 data point. If your data point is here, it will be classified properly. But in this case, if your data point is here, it will be misclassified. We are talking about red point, and red point is going into green zone. Okay, so we want this kind of line. So how you can get this kind of line which has maximum margins? These points, the points which are closer to this line, closest to this line, these are called support vectors. Okay, we want a line which has maximum margin to these support vectors. Okay, so SVM works on the principle of maximizing this margin using with the help of support vectors. We are not taking the help of all these data points to find out this classification line. We take the help of only these support vectors to identify what can be the line or plane. Okay, so that's what I told you. The first line, this is your first line, this is your second line. Okay, so you can see this first line in this data seems to be bit skewed. Near to lower half, it is close to the red cluster, and in upper half, it was close to the green cluster. So it works good for the training data, but it might not work good for the test data point because it has very less margin. Okay, but the second line doesn't have these kind of problem, because second line I'm talking about is this line doesn't have this problem because margin is very high in this case. Okay, so SVM, if you apply SVM on these data points, obviously your line output line will be, the classifier will be this, not this. It will give you this classifier, it will not give you this classifier. If you apply neural network on these data points, maybe neural network is giving you this line, maybe neural network will give you some other line which is closer to, might be this line. There can be multiple lines. Okay, so neural network will simply classify your data, but it will not say anything about that it is taking the optimal line which is having maximum margin to the support vectors. Neural network doesn't say anything about it. Is not neural network is not an optimized algorithm, whereas SVM is. Okay, so SVM tries to find second kind of line. We selected the better classifier visually. Abhi humne kya kiya hai, what we did in our case, I told you visually that first line seems to be a bit skewed, second line seems to have good margin with the vector spaces. Okay, but data points, we don't work visually with the data points, isn't it? But SVM works. SVM, how we visualize the data points, how we visualize that this is the best classifier using that margin only, isn't it? So SVM works on that principle only. It maximizes that margin. Whatever visually you are visualizing the things, SVM just works on that visualization concept only. Okay. So SVM finds the line which correctly classify the training data. You have multiple lines. SVM picks only the line which has the greatest distance to the points closest to it. The points which are closest to it are called as the support vector, and the distance of those points from that plane equation is called as the margin. So what is our purpose is? Our purpose is to, these are this point maybe, or maybe this point. These are called as the support vectors. Okay, and the distance of this point from this line and this point from this line. So this, from this to this whole is called as the margin. We want to maximize this margin. Okay, so SVM maximize this margin. So maximizing margin is an mathematical thing which you need to do, which you need to perform using support vectors. See this. This was the line which SVM tries to devise. This line has maximum margin. The points which are black circled, these are called as the support vectors. So what SVM does is it tries to maximize this point to this point distance. This distance should be maximized. It works on that principle. Okay. Now when we are classifying, say for example, this is the plane equation. प्लेन का इक्वेशन किस फॉर्म में होता है? सपोज यू हैव ओनली 2 डायमेंशनल डेटा x and y and you want to draw a line on x and y data. Line equation goes like this: y equals to mx plus c. But if you have multiple data points, if you have a plane, SVM doesn't work only in 2 dimension. This is the data which we have drawn only in 2 dimension. You can work with multiple dimension in case of SVM. I'll tell you one example how SVM works with multiple dimensions. But you can work with multiple dimension instead of having identifying the line. In that case, when you are working with multiple dimension, it will identify the plane equation. Plane equation is in which form? Y equals to mx plus b का line equation है, तो plane equation will be something like this: y equals to w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3 plus w4 x4 plus b bias value, and this keeps on. You can keep on adding the dimensions. So what we need to identify is, we need to identify this line equation or plane equation if it is of multiple data points, or line equation which maximize this margin value. Okay, so what this means is, how do you identify this margin value when you are talking about margin? See this. This is your line equation which you want to identify the hyperplane. Some of the data points are here, some of the data points are here. Now you want to identify this line with these support vectors, the 1, 2 and 3. These 3 are the support vectors which you will take the help of these support vectors to identify this line equation. Wx plus b, you need to identify the parameters of this plane. Okay, you need to identify the parameters of this plane equation we need. So what we need is, we need the value of w, bias value, we need the value of w, we need the value of b also. Okay, and how we are taking this? We need to maximize this value, distance from this line to this point, this line to this line. We want to maximize this whole margin. Okay, so maximizing margin means distance of when you are on this plane, means wx plus b will be equal to 0. Above to this, your values are of positive points. Below to this are your negative points, for example. Okay. On the plane, you have that value wx plus b equals to 0. And these blue points are positive points and green points are your negative points. Means wx plus b ka value is negative in this case. Wx plus b ka value is positive in this case. And when you are on the plane, your wx plus b value is 0. Okay. So you want to identify the distance between this point to this line, and then again on this point to this line. Okay. So how do you calculate the distance of this line to this? See, distance of this point to this is 1 upon w. Distance of this to this is again 1 upon w. So total distance between this line and this line will be 2 upon w. How you do that? We want to maximize the margin, that is distance of positive point to negative point. We want a classifier which has a maximum margin. How do you calculate the distance? Distance, suppose for example your line equation or plane equation is this: ax plus by plus c equals to 0. On the plane, value is 0. On positive side, value will be greater than 1. On negative side, value will be less than 1. Okay. You want to identify the distance of a point to that line or plane. What is the distance value? How you calculate the distance? It is ax0 plus by0, value of that point on the plane, absolute value divided by the square root of these parameters, square root of a square plus b square divided by square root of a square plus b square. So if you want to identify the distance from h0 and h1, h0 and h1 in the sense, h0 and h1 in the sense, this is your h0 point. For example, this is your h0, this is h1 point, this is say negative side as h1 point. So distance from this h0 to h1 will be what? This to this will be what? Will be 1 upon w, because wx plus b value is 1 on this side divided by the square root of a square plus b square. Your plane equation is y equals to wx plus b, isn't it? Your plane equation is wx plus b. Okay. So x का parameter क्या है यहाँ पे? W है. Okay. So x parameter is w. So this is square root of w square is w only, and wx plus b का value is 1. So distance of h0 to h1 is 1 upon w, and distance of negative point to h0 will again be 1 upon w. So 1 upon w plus added with 1 upon w, total distance will be 2 upon w. Total distance is 2 upon w. So what is our purpose is SVM works to maximize this margin. This margin value is 2 upon w. SVM maximize this margin. When you are maximizing the margin, it means you want to maximize the value of 2 upon w. Maximizing the value of 2 upon w means you need to minimize the value of w. Okay, because it is on 2 upon denominator side, not on numerator. So when you are maximizing the margin, it means you want to minimize the value of w. So that leads to give you a optimization problem which works with Lagrangian form of equation. We'll take an practical example, mathematical example, and we'll try to solve that using those equations, which helps you to maximize that margin. Okay. Now, as the plot which I showed you, it was on 2 dimension, but SVM works in any number of dimension. In 2 dimension, you talk about a line. When you move to multiple dimension, you move to plane, you move to hyperplane. Okay, so that is a generalization of your 2-dimensional data. Instead of finding out the line equation, you find out the equation of hyperplane in that case. Okay, so it works with arbitrary number of dimension. SVM doesn't say anything about that you have to work only with 2 dimension. It works with multiple dimension. Okay. Now what we talked about is, we talked about linearly separable data. Okay, I think you know what do you mean by linearly separable data. Linearly separable data means the data which you can where you can clearly find out a boundary clearly find out a boundary to separate the data items. Like for example, and, or, not, NAND, NOR, all these problems are linearly separable, but XOR problem is not linearly separable, because if you know XOR ka definition, output 0 for 0 0, it is 1 for 1, sorry, for XOR points are cross diagonal, isn't it? So you cannot clearly separate those data items. So that XOR problem is non-linearly separable data. Okay, so that's why we did not say anything about XOR problem in case of neural network also. Neural network solves the problem of XOR, but not using single layer. We added one more in between layer to solve XOR problem. Single layer perceptron solves linearly separable data items, but single layer perceptron doesn't solve non-linearly separable data. It doesn't mean that neural network cannot be used for non-linear data items. You can use neural network for non-linear data items, but you need to add on, for that you need to add on multiple layers in between. SVM also does it. SVM also works for non-linear data items, but it doesn't work directly. It maps data item to some other dimension. It applies the trick of kernel for non-linearly separable data items. Now just have a look on this. Real world situation doesn't, you must have noticed that the data items which we took in before ML course and maths and stats core and performance in ML score, you have seen a clear separating boundary. Now in this case, real world data items are not so clearly separable. You can see some of the data items are clustered together here, and here also mix up of data items. Okay, so SVM, how SVM deals with this real world scenario is something like this only, or maybe more complex than this. Okay, so how SVM deals with this kind of situation? You have multiple things to work on. You can have a complex boundary instead of having a single. Obviously, if you try to linearly separate this data item using a line, some of the data items will be misclassified. You can see that ये वाले जो data items है, these data items will be misclassified. Maybe some of the blue lines, maybe this data item will be misclassified, maybe this data item will be misclassified. Okay, so but it doesn't see it doesn't look a good idea that for classifying all the data items I need to have a, because you can see this data is linearly separable. This data item is linearly separable except a few data items. Okay, so SVM deals with this situation. How SVM deals with this situation? You can SVM has a parameter called C, which helps you to restrict your margin, and which is basically a trade-off between your margin and your accuracy. Okay, so if you take that, if you manipulate that C value, which is called as a soft margin in case of SVM, so if you manipulate this C value, it helps you to classify your data properly. Okay, so if given this data item, if I ask you to classify this data item, you won't say that these data items are not linearly separable, because it looks like that linear separation is very good in this case except a few data items. Okay, so if we are using a linear classifier in this case, we are not going to perfectly separate the data labels. For sure, some of the data items will be misclassified. And also, by looking at those data items, we also don't want to discard the linear classifier altogether, because it seems like that it is a good fit. Linear separation is a good fit except for few data points. So how SVM solve this problem? SVM has a parameter called C, which is a trade-off between margin and your accuracy, correctly classifying the training data, and between the margin. See this. If you have a C value 0.01 in this case, you can see margin is quite high in this case. So you can see many data items will be misclassified probably. Okay, if you change the C value to, instead of 0.01, if you change the C value to 0.10, your margin is less. So your classification is somewhat better, but your margin is less in this case. If you take C value as 1.0, you will see this is your margin is again less. This is again margin is very less in this case. Okay, so you can work with this C value. So SVM has a parameter C where you can find out how much error you can incorporate, how much error you can tolerate in your classification. So you can play with this C value. Now, how do you identify the correct C value? There are certain cross validation algorithms available which helps you to identify the correct C value. Okay. So you can see there is a trade-off between the width of the margin and the value of C. As you increase the value of C, your margin will decrease. Okay, so this won't be a maximum margin hyperplane, but then it will classify your data properly. Okay, so now let's talk about how SVM works for non-linearly separable data. This is typical example of XOR kind of data. XOR data में क्या रहता है, 0 0 and 1 1 goes to one class, 0 1 and 1 0 goes to another class. Output of 0 0 input and 1 1 input is same. Output of 0 1 and 1 0 is same. Okay, so for example, I have plotted this data in this way. Say this is output of 0 0, this is output of 1 1, this is 0 1 and this is 1 0, for example. So you cannot classify this data properly by any line. You cannot draw a line which will correctly classify this data. You cannot have a single line. 70 maximum 75% accuracy means अगर ये वाला लाइन लिया है तुमने तो ये वाला डेटा तुम्हारा पूरा मिसक्लासिफाई हो रहा है. अगर ऐसे लाइन लोगे यहाँ से तो ये वाला डेटा मिसक्लासिफाई होगा. अगर कि ऐसे लाइन लिया यहाँ पे इस तरीके से इधर लाइन लिया तो ये वाला डेटा मिसक्लासिफाई होगा. सो 75% you take any kind of line, maximum accuracy you will get is 75%. means 4 portion में से एक portion ऐसा होगा which is not correctly classified. Okay, so how SVM deals with non-linearly separable data? SVM takes the trick of kernel. It map these data point to some other dimension and it will try to find out a plane on those dimension. Just have a look on this. Okay, now if you look carefully on this data item, if x1 x2 two dimensions are there, so if you can remap these data points using some other mapping function, it will map your data point to some other values and that mapped value will help you to correctly classify your data. Okay, so other mapped value into, they have mapped into 3 different dimension, x1 x2 x3, where x1 is mapped to x1 square, x2 is mapped to x2 square, x3 is mapped to 2x1 and x2. So see this original data points. It was looking like that original data points you cannot linearly separate the data, but if you map these data points in some other direction, x1 x2 x3, you can see these 3 dimension at x1, this is x2, this is x3, 3 different dimension. We have mapped same data points to 3 different dimension, and if you look from different dimension you will see a clear separating boundary between them. So it's not that you cannot have a separating boundary between them. You can have a plane. You can clearly see here. You can have a plane in between this here. You can have a plane which will classify your data properly. Why? Because you have mapped these data point to some other coordinate values and those coordinate values are clearly separable now. They see this. You can see this plane which is correctly classifying your data. How it is possible? It is possible because you have mapped those values, x1 x2 ka values you have mapped to 3 dimensions. First dimension was of x1 square, second dimension you mapped to x2 square, third dimension was 2 under root of x1 and x2. So now using these 3 dimensions you can clearly see the separation between this boundary. Okay, so SVM works on how you actually, you don't have to find out on which plane or what kind of function you have to use for mapping or changing the dimension. SVM does it on its own. You just have to specify what kind of kernel you have to apply. You can work with that kernel by just specifying. As mathematics will be handled by SVM altogether. Okay, SVM का libraries बहुत सारी available हैं. So if this was the plane, if you look plane on these 3 dimension x1, x2, x3, the plane looks like this. Okay, but if you remap to 2 dimension, this point to again to 2 dimension, your plane will be something like this. You can see this. Your plane is this and this. This is your plane equation. This and this. So this and this is going to one class, and these points are going to other class. So it applies, it does that. It projects the data into some other dimension. It tries to classify using those dimension, and it projects back into 2-dimensional space. Okay, so this is again projecting back from 3-dimension to 2-dimensional space. SVM libraries are available. libSVM, SVMLite, SVM Torch is available. Scikit-learn also has a function for SVM. Directly you can use it. Just specify your data carefully. Those who are interested, they can work with SVM using scikit-learn. Just a function SVM. Just have a look on the data points, what it asks, in which format it is asking you to specify the data. Is it asking you a linear data? Is it asking you a non-linear data? If non-linear data, what kind of kernel it is asking for you to apply on the data item so that it correctly classify your data. So you can work with the SVM also, and or problem you can work with SVM. It won't be a big piece of code. It will just be a small piece of code. You can try it out. Okay, so what we talked about is for linearly separable data, SVM works amazingly well in the sense because it maximizes the margin. Okay, for the data point which are not clearly linearly separable, they are almost linearly separable. SVM can still work better by using right value of C. You can choose different values of C, and you can see the classification accuracy. And the data which is not linearly separable, you can project the data to some other space, and on that space you can perfectly classify the data, and those data items can again be plane equation, can again be mapped to 2 dimension, so which will help you to linearly separable data. The third point, kernel trick, is the concept which works behind this third point. Okay, so I have taken one example from Google only. I have specified the link also. Maybe you can watch the video clearly later. So now what we talked about is support vector helps to maximize the margin. For example, if you have these support vectors with you, 2, 1, 2, -1, and 0, 4, you have to find out the hyperplane equation for which these are the support vectors. Okay, so just have a visual look on this. My first support vector is 2, 1, second support vector is 2, -1, third support vector is 4 and 0. This is your 4 and 0 support vector. This is your 2 and -1. This is your 2 and 1. This is S1, this is S2, this is S3 support vector. You want to identify the plane equation using these support vectors. Why? Because these are one data points to be classified. This is another class of data to be classified. This is another class data to be classified. We want a plane equation here, or line or plane equation here, which will correctly classify the data and which has maximum margin. So how do you identify the plane equation using maximum margin? You need support vectors to find out plane equation which has maximum margin. तो margin किससे identify करना है? The points which are closest to each other. These are the points which are closest to each other. You cannot take this as the support vector. You cannot take even this as the support vector. You cannot even take this as the support vector, because these are the points which are nearest to each other. Okay, so it's not that always support vector has to be taken as 1, 2, 3, nothing like that. You can take even 2 support vectors, you can take even 3, you can take 4, 5, or whatever. Okay, I've taken a simple example where 3 support vectors are there. Using these 3 support vectors, I want to find out the equation of the plane. Okay, so these are the 3 support vectors. Now let's talk about mathematics, what goes behind this. We need to find out, remember, we need to find out the equation of plane. Equation of plane will be in the form of w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3 plus b, something like this. Okay, now in this case we have only 2 dimension, that is x1 and x2. So maybe our plane equation will be w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus b only. So let's start doing the computation. So what first you need to do is, now these support vectors are added with one value, because bias value initially we are taking as 1. Okay, so the first support vector will be changed to 2, 1, 1. Second support vector will be changed to 2, minus 1, 1. Third support vector will be changed to 4, 0, and 1. Now you have these 3 support vectors to work on, which has added this b value. So what is our purpose is, you need to find out 3 parameters, alpha 1, alpha 2, and alpha 3, based on these 3 linear equation. Remember, I told you which it maximize the margin. Maximizing margin means minimizing the value of w. Minimizing the value of w will give you a optimization problem which can be solved using Lagrangian form of equation. Okay, so this is one way of solving your Lagrangian form of equations. Alpha 1 is S1. Your equation, we need 3 parameters, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, because we have 3 values associated with support vector. This support vector was having 3 values. This support vector having 3 values. This support vector having 3 values, isn't it? So our equation should be equation to be solved will be alpha 1 S1 plus alpha 2 S2 plus alpha 3 S3 should be equal to 0. Now we have these 3 points with us, this, and this. So you need to map on these 3 points on that plane equation. What will be that? Alpha 1 S1, first equation will be multiplied by S1, equation will be multiplied by S2, equation will be multiplied by S3, whole equation. So this first equation, alpha 1 S1, alpha 2 S2, alpha 3 S3 is whole multiplied by S1. Now we are taking these points as the negative points. We are taking these as the positive class point. Okay. So because this is, you can see this is clear separating boundary will be in between this. So iske pehle wale jo points hain, we are taking that as a negative class maybe, or we are taking that as a positive class. Okay. So if you multiplying equation with S1 point, if you multiply the equation with S1 point, this will be negative class, that is -1. If you are multiplying with S2, alpha 1 S1 multiplied by S2, alpha 2 S2 multiplied by S2, alpha 3 S3 multiplied by S2, it will be again a negative point. Now third, same equation multiplied by S3, you can see S3 multiplied by S3 will be a positive value. Okay. Now remember, in this equation, you have the values of S1, S2, S3 with you. These are the S1, S2, S3 points with you. Okay, so you need to put on these values. Alpha 1, first equation was alpha 1 multiplied by 2 times S1, alpha 2 multiplied by S2, S1, alpha 3 multiplied by S3, S1. Okay, so you can see this. Alpha 1 multiplied by S1, S1, alpha 2 multiplied by S2 and S1, alpha 3 multiplied by S3 and S1. Same is the case with the second equation. Same is the case with third equation. Third equation was alpha 1 multiplied by S1, S3, alpha 2 multiplied by S2, S3, alpha 3 multiplied by S3 and S3, because third equation whole was multiplied by S3. So it is positive point. So now you have these 3 equations with you. solve these three. You have three unknown parameter, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, and you have three equations. Maybe you can find out the values of alpha 1, alpha 2, and alpha 3. How you are going to solve this? From this first equation, alpha 1, simplify this equation. How will you simplify this? 2 and this 2 multiplied, added with this 1, multiplied by this 1, multiply this one with this one, and or add on this multiplication value, means 2 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 1 plus 1 multiplied by 1, means 2 twos are 4 plus 1 5 plus 1 6. So you will have 6 alpha 1. Here you will have 2 twos are 4 minus 1 plus 1. It is 4 minus 1 plus 1 is 4 alpha 2. 4 alpha 2. Here you will have 4 multiplied by 2, that is 4 twos are 8. 0 multiplied by 1 is 0. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So 4 twos are 8 plus 1 is 9. So it is 9 alpha 3. Second equation, likewise you can have second equation. 2 multiplied by 2, 4 minus 1 plus 1, that is 4 alpha 1, 6 alpha 2, 9 alpha 3, and equals to minus 1. Remember, S1, S2 points are negative class points, S3 point is of positive class point. So third equation is of positive 1. These two equations evaluate to minus 1. Okay, now you solve these three equations, find out the value of alpha 1, alpha 2, and alpha 3. So if you will solve these three equations, value of alpha 1, alpha 2 will be minus 3.25, and alpha 3 value will be 3.5. Okay, so now you need to, using this alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, you can find out the equation of plane. Okay, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, equation of plane was alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha 3 x3. Isn't it? Your plane equation is like that. Okay, so your plane equation is like that: alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha 3 x3. So this is your x1 point, s1. This is your s2 point, this is your s3 point. Support vectors जो हमने लिए थे वो वाले. And this is the alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3. So values of alpha 1, alpha 2 you already found out: minus 3.25, minus 3.25, and 3.5. Okay, put in this equation and solve this. You will get values of 1, 0 and minus 3. एक ही वेक्टर मिलेगा तुमको. इसको मल्टीप्लाई करोगे इस पूरे वेक्टर से, इसको मल्टीप्लाई करोगे इस पूरे वेक्टर से, इसको मल्टीप्लाई करोगे इस पूरे वेक्टर से. Okay, so you will get these three vectors, add on the values. You will get this 1, 0 and minus 3. So what is your plane equation? Your plane equation is W1. This minus 3 is your bias value, isn't it? This minus 3 is your bias value. This is W1, this is W2, this is your bias value. Okay, so this, your plane equation is W1 x1 plus W2 value is 0. X2 value, whatever X2 value you will keep, that will be multiplied with 0 only, isn't it? And this is x1 value will be multiplied by 1 minus 3. So your plane equation is something like this. Your plane equation, W value is 1 and 0 with bias value is minus 3. So this is how your plane will look like. 1 0 से जाएगा वो, 1 0 से जाएगा in the sense, और उसका bias value कितना है? 3. ठीक है? Okay, bias value is 3 and y value is 0. उसका y value 0 है, means वो x axis के perpendicular होगा. इस तरीके से होगा वो plane. Y value 0 है उसका, isn't it? So your B is minus 3. Okay, so that's how you can use support vectors. So what you did is you use these support vectors to find out the equation of this plane. Okay, now let's talk about non-linear separable data. You can see this data item. This blue values are one class data points, red points are of another class data points. Now can you have a clear separating boundary for this? You cannot have. You can have a circle kind of thing in this case. इसके लिए सर्कल बना सकते हो. इस सर्कल के अंदर वाली जो या सर्कल के वो अंदर की जो वैल्यूज हैं वो सारी पॉजिटिव हैं, सर्कल के बाहर वाला पॉइंट्स हैं वो नेगेटिव हैं. But you cannot have a linear separating boundary for these data points. So how SVM works for this, you can see this, isn't it? They are not linearly separable. Okay, so how SVM does is SVM applies the concept of projecting these data point to some other dimensional data point. Okay, it applies the kernel trick. Now we are doing here is, ye blue points are of blue class points are, you can see this 1, 2, 3 and 4 values are, this is your -1 point, this is your -1 point, this is 1 point, this is 1 - 1 point. So these are the 4 blue points and these are the 4 red points, coordinates of these 4 red points, 0 2 2 0 -2 0 and 0 -2. Okay, so what SVM does is SVM applies a kernel trick. In this case I have just taken an example of mapping your data points to some other dimensional data points. How I am mapping? If my point is x1 x2, if my x1 square plus x2 square is greater than equal to 2, then I'll change those data point to this, else I'll keep them as it is. If x1 और x2 का स्क्वायर का अंडर रूट ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 2 जा रहा है तो मैं उसको डायमेंशन को ऐसे चेंज करूंगी, अदरवाइज ऐसे ही रखूंगी मैं. ओके, सो which points will be mapped for this point? This is your 1 point, for example, blue point, talk about blue point, this is your 1 point. So 1 square plus 1 square is 2, 2 under root is greater than 2, it is not. Okay, so you will see that blue points, all blue points will not fall in the category of this x1 plus x2 greater than 2. ब्लू किसी भी पॉइंट के लिए x1 x2 का स्क्वायर का अंडर रूट ग्रेटर देन 2 नहीं आएगा ब्लू पॉइंट्स के लिए. किसके लिए आएगा? x1 प्लस x1 स्क्वायर प्लस x2 स्क्वायर ग्रेटर देन 2, अंडर रूट का अंडर रूट वैल्यू ग्रेटर देन 2 किसके लिए आएगा? सारे रेड पॉइंट्स के लिए, जिसके लिए 2 0 0 2 0 2 -2 एंड सो ऑन, उन सारे पॉइंट्स के लिए इसकी वैल्यू ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 2 है. सो ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स विल बी मैप टू दिस डायमेंशन. So this x1.20 will be changed to 6 minus 2. 2 and 0 point will be changed to 6 minus 2 plus 2 minus 0 whole square is 8. 6 minus 0. x2 is 0. x1 is 2 minus 0. x2 is 0. So this is your 10. Value is 10. Okay, so you can see 2 0 point is mapped to 8 10. 0 2 point x1 x2 0 2 point is mapped to 10 8. -2 0 is mapped to 12 and 10. 2 0 and -2 is mapped to 10 and 12. Okay, so just have a look on this. These are the points 0 2 2 0 -2 and 2 and so on. This point is mapped. See, this point is 2 and 0. 2 and 0 point is mapped to 8 and 10. So this point is mapped to 8 and 10. This is your 8 and 10. Mapped point is here. This point is mapped here. This point is mapped here. Coordinate value 12 and 10. This point is mapped here, that is 10 and 12. That is 10 and 12. 0 and -2 point is mapped to this. Okay, now can you see, now you have changed these points to this. Now your blue points are here and your red points are here. Can you find out a separating boundary in between this? Surely yes, you can, isn't it? You can find out a clear separation between this. You can find out the equation of plane. How will you find out the equation of plane? Now you have now support. Now these data points are linearly separable, isn't it? You can take this or this either 4 support vector or 3 of them as a support vector and can solve it. Okay, now you can see the data points, red data points are mapped here. You can see this is your plane. You can see this shaded portion dikh raha hai tumko. Now this is your plane equation. Plane equation you need to find out. This is your plane which will separate your data items. Okay, so you need to find out the equation of this plane, this, and maybe this. 3 vectors you can take as the support vectors, and you can solve this problem as we solved in first case. You can solve the problem using these support vector. Remember, this point is 1 point, this is your 8-10 points, this is your 10-12 points. Okay, so now your 8-10, 10-8 and 1 point will be your support vector. Apply the same concept and find out the equation of plane. Okay, we added a bias value in this case also, and we are trying to find out alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 using these 3 equation. Alpha 1 first, alpha 1 S1, alpha 2 S2, alpha 3 S3. This equation will be multiplied by, first time it was multiplied by S1, second equation multiplied by S2, third equation multiplied by S3. So you will get positive and negative class. Okay, those 2 points are of positive class. Red points जो थे हमारे वो positive class के point हैं, blue point is of negative class. Okay, so this is of positive class, this is positive class point, this is negative class point. So you can see this first equation is of positive class, second equation is also of positive class, third equation is of negative class. Okay, so this alpha 1 S1 multiplied by S1 plus alpha 2 S2 multiplied by S1 plus alpha 3 S3 multiplied by S1. Okay, so now concept is same as you solved in previous case. You can solve now for these mapped data points and you will be able to find out the plane equation. So find out the equation, 3 equations. These are the 3 equations. Solve this, you will get the values of alpha 1, alpha 2, this, alpha 3 is this. So your plane will be alpha 1 multiplied by S1, alpha 2 multiplied by S2, alpha 3 value multiplied by S3, and you will get this alpha 1, alpha W1, this is your W2, this is your B value. Okay, you can apply one more concept. W1 का value अगर तुमको points में नहीं लेना है, this 0.1243, 0.1243, अगर इसको points में नहीं लेना है, इसको 1 पे मैप करना है, so you can divide this whole vector by 0.1243. ये जो पूरा vector है तुम्हारा output, this whole vector you can divide by, if I divide this whole vector by, और normalize जो करते हो तुम, इसको normalize अगर मैं कर रही हूँ, so what I can do is you can normalize this whole vector with 0.1243. So you will get 1 here, you will get 1 here. Okay, these 2 will be 1 here and this value will be divided by 0.1243 also. So you can have this. So W value will be 1, 1. If I divide 0.1243, you will get 1, 1 here, and B value will be minus 0.12501 divided by 0.1243 will give you 10.57. So your plane equation is W1 is 1, W2 is also 1, your B value is minus 10.57. So that is your plane equation. So this is how your plane will look like. W1, W2 is 1, 1, B value is minus 10.57. So your plane equation is something like this, which is maximizing your margin using these support vectors. Okay, so you saw how you can find out. These are the YouTube videos you can watch, some tutorial points also I mentioned in this. I'll forward you these slides. Okay, so what we saw is we have seen how SVM works for linear data, separating linear separation of the data wherever it is possible, how SVM works when linear separation is not possible, how SVM tries to map to some other projected data points, and using those projected data points, how SVM tries to find out a separating boundary. Okay, I'll share the slides with you. If you have any question, please ask, else lecture is finished. You can unmute yourself if you have anything to ask.